Evaluating functions. Evaluate the function f of r equals the square root of r plus 3 plus 9 at the given values of the independent variable and simplify. For part A, we're asked to find f of negative 3. That means that we'll plug in a negative 3 wherever we see an r in our original equation. So f of negative 3 equals the square root of negative 3 plus 3 and then plus 9. First, do the operation underneath the radical. So a negative 3 plus 3 is 0, and this becomes the square root of 0 plus 9. The square root of 0 is just 0, so we have 0 plus 9. So f of negative 3 equals 9. Now we'll find part B. B asks us to find f of 33. We'll do the same thing, but now we're plugging in a 33 for r. So we have 33 plus 3, and that's underneath the square root, plus 9. 33 plus 3 is 36, so we have the square root of 36 plus 9. And we'll take the positive of the square root, so the square root of 36 is 6, and we'll add 9 to that, so we get f of 33 equals 15. Lastly, we're asked to find f of x minus 3. Now we have an expression, so we're just going to plug in an x minus 3 wherever we see r in the original equation. So I have the square root of x minus 3 plus 3 plus 9. And if I simplify the expression underneath the square root, I can just take out the parentheses. So this becomes x minus 3 plus 3. And then plus 9. And then the negative 3 and the positive 3 cancel. Those become 0. And I'm left with the square root x plus 9. So my expression for f of x minus 3 is the square root of x plus 9. Find f of negative x minus f of x for the following function. F of x equals x cubed plus x plus 4. First, we'll find f of negative x. This means that we'll plug in a negative x wherever we see an x in the original problem. So I have a negative x cubed, and I'm placing the negative x within parentheses because the negative sign and the x are both being raised to the third power. And then plus a negative x plus 4. So we can go ahead and simplify this. Now negative x cubed is the same as a negative x cubed. So I can take the negative out of the parenthesis. That's because whenever you're raising a negative to an odd power, the final answer will always be negative. Now I'm adding a negative x, so that's the same as just minus x, and then plus 4. So this is my simplified expression for f of negative x. Now I want to take this expression and subtract it from f of x. So I have negative x cubed minus x plus 4 minus f of x. And I'll write that in red. So I'm subtracting x cubed plus x plus 4. Now I put this expression in parentheses because I'm subtracting all of those terms. So this tells me to distribute the negative sign to each term. So if I write this out again, I have negative x cubed minus x plus 4 minus x cubed minus x minus 4. Now I can combine like terms. So I have a negative x cubed and another negative x cubed, and that combines to make a negative 2x cubed. And then I have a negative x and another negative x, so that also combines to make a negative 2x. And I have a positive 4 and a negative 4. And when I add those two together, I get 0. So we can say that those cancel out. So f of negative x minus f of x gives me the expression negative 2x cubed minus 2x.